The PE teacher was a geography teacher as well. So it's like, what does he know? It was all that. Basically, he put some tracksuit pants on that were always too tight for him. He'd see everything.
What were you looking at?
Because you couldn't help it. It was in the days when clothing was tight as it is. And then it was like lycra tracky bottoms.
Oh, right.
And everyone used to say, look at the state of that. But
like he's stealing sausages from
it was ridiculous.
Londis.
Ridiculous. So he didn't know what he was doing anyway. If anything, it was dangerous. Because he didn't know what was the capability of a 10-year-old kid's body. He put you through loads of stuff.
Right.
He didn't like me anyway because I wasn't that good. If you're not that good, teachers don't like you.
I thought you'd be pretty good.
I wasn't interested. That's the thing. I did relay and I got done for swearing. Got whacked on the arse with a baton.
Hold on, why were you swearing in relay? When did that come into it? When did you need to swear in relay? You're running round. I don't think
because
you're
the lads
swearing.
wouldn't slow down, so I couldn't pass it on. So I sort of said, "Fucking slow down," and then he heard me, and then went mental at me. But yeah, so it was never. I mean, Darren Campbell, the athlete, I told you, that I was involved in his training.
No, didn't know about this.
Yeah, Darren Campbell, I think he won a gold medal.
Didn't he used to push you around in a bath or something?
Oh, it's not less than summer wine. It was in my go-kart.
Right.
And it was a motorised go-kart, and you had to like pick it up at the back, run with it at speed, and then drop the wheels down and the engine kicked in.
But hold on though, that means you always needed 2 people to get you going on a go-kart.
No, one. He did it.
Well, where were you?
Sat in it.
Well then you did need 2 then to get it going.
What are you on about? I was sat in it.
Yeah.
He picks it up, runs with it,
Yeah.
drops it down, wheels start, engine starts, off I go.
But what would you have done without him?
Well, I couldn't have done it.
So you do need 2 people then for this motor
Well,
race
one
to go.
person. I'm sat in it.
Yeah, but counting you, it's 2 people needed.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Jesus
What's so bad about that?
Well, how can you have a play with yourself then? And you go-kart.
Sorry, this was part of his official Olympic training.
No, but I just feel like that was part of his early training,
Right.
which is the important bit in any, job or
Well, we
walking
should
life.
explain, people don't know, he was the bloke who used to push the bobsleigh in the Winter Olympics, wasn't he, for the England team?
No, he was a runner.
Well, how is that part of his training then? Pushing a fucking go-kart?
What was he doing?
Because it's running.
But he's running about a yard.
No, sometimes more than that. Quite a lot. And it's just, God, what do you want? It's Darren Campbell pushing me go-kart.
You seem to be taking half the credit for his gold medal. All you've done is sat on your arse, you lazy twat.
I just kind of think he was at the age where it's important. He could have made a decision not to go into it at that point, and I think he was never keen to get in the go-kart.
Yeah.
He was always keen to push it, and I used to let him. Now if I said, no, I don't want you pushing your go-kart, who knows? I'm just saying I was there at the start.
Doing nothing. Providing nothing.
Sitting on your arse.
Sitting around.
Well,
letting someone else
all right,
do it.
what athletes have you helped?
Well, I didn't know this was let's do a podcast about athletes we've helped.
You've not helped him, Carl.
I'd have come prepared.
I bet if he ever did a book, an autobiography, he'd go, the early years, Darren Campbell.
No, I want to know if he has done an autobiography, because we're going to be looking this up.
I remember the training
I'm making a note of that
In
for
all
the next
weather.
time we do anything.
round at Pilkinson's,
Darren Campbell.
pushing a go-kart.
Pushing... Bold...
You weren't bald then, were you? Had a lovely little hair of Chinaman.
Didn't have very good hair.
in crap cheap
It wasn't.
go-kart.
120 quid it was. You know how many paper rounds that is?
What I like when you're watching football on the television is if it goes to a close-up of a footballer, it's just kick the ball out, missed the goal, it's gone for a free kick or whatever. If you stay on any footballer for more than 10 seconds, they will either swear or gob.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a fact.
Oh yeah. I've never needed to gob that much. I don't care how knackered I am, I'm never gobbing like that.
It's weird though. The other week, I just sat in the garden, slavering, just to see if it would ever run out. And it's amazing. I don't know where it all comes from.
What is the
That's
strangest...
extraordinary.
That's amazing.
Just to see if it would run
So
out.
now he's got to the point in his life where as a hobby or a pastime, or just to count down the minutes before he dies.
Yeah.
He sat in the garden
Creating sputum.
slavering to see if he'd ever run out. I mean, that's amazing.
Where's it all
Carl.
come from?
Well, you create it, don't you?
But from what? I'm always getting done for not drinking enough water.
Salivary glands.
But it's amazing. Honestly, I just sat like that with my head forward and just let it drip.
Wow.
Me!
So Suzanne
That
comes
is
into the garden,
like
and all
an
she sees is
lobotomy
her
patient.
boyfriend sat like something from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, like someone had been
dribbling.
battered around the head with a cricket bat.
No, she was reading something.
Did you answer
she was
back
sat
to
there.
a dictator? Yeah. What did he do? Battered me.
But
You
I-
got a truncheon up your arse as well. Yeah, that makes me slather.
No, just sat there.
What a fucking
That's
mom.
extraordinary.
What a div you are.
And I just had my head there and it continuously... I think I got bored of it before it stopped.
Oh God! I have never heard anything like this. Oh God! I need a second opinion.
Wanker.
It's unbelievable. He just sat there with his head down, slavering, letting it just.
That's
You
extraordinary.
weren't even sort of like gobbing. You would
No,
just
just
let
letting it sort of drop.
So
You've got nothing else going on in your life that you've got time to do this.
So your brain wasn't even engaged.
How long
It
were you
was-
there for?
I tell you what, no joking, probably a good 15 minutes.
15 minutes of sitting with his head forward,
Amazing.
letting him salivate onto the grass.
But do you reckon you could do that amount?
I would
Well,
never
we
do
never
it.
try.
Never
we
do
never
it.
try.
I've
not
never
tried.
have that amount of time.
I tell you now, you will never see either of us sat there for no reason in the garden with our head forward and our mouth open, seeing how long we can create saliva.
Unless I've just come out of a coma.
yeah, or a gas attack.
Yeah.
No, I have a lot of... I'm sort of Goz Unlimited.
That's a great new dance duo. And it. Please welcome to the stage. It's Goz Unlimited. Amazing. Didn't you have a little bit of problem in China with them all gozzing?
Unlimited.
Oh God, I tell you, they're just spitting all the time over there. I don't know what it's all about. All the time. That noise of...
Oh.
that continuously.
That-
Everywhere you look.
That good sort of footballer ball of gob that they spit and it kind of flies a couple of... I can't do it. I've tried. I can never do it.
Yeah.
If I try and spit, it just dribbles down my shirt. I don't
That's
know why
amazing.
I can't do it.
That's amazing.
I've tried in the
What
past
you
because it used
do-
to be cool. I remember when I was a kid, you'd hang around outside the spa.
What you've got to do is you've got to sit in a chair in the garden, just put your head
Fucking
forward
practice,
and
yeah.
open your mouth and just let the the all comes out, and you'll probably get bored after about 15 minutes if you're a fucking moron.
I like when you're watching the football on TV and it just goes quiet for a moment. There's like a lull in the action, and you just hear that sort of plaintive horn.
Yeah.
Come on, England. Come on, England. I just find it's so kind of mournful. It's sort of, and it's just the fact that someone's taken the effort to take it. I don't know what instrument that is. Is it a trumpet or is it just? It never sounds as elegant as a trumpet.
I don't know. Maybe
Just some
it's-
kind of horn.
It's sort of it's reminiscent of like battle though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like there was you had all the cannons and everyone. Then there was one bloke that just had to walk. One bloke that carried the flag.
But it's never triumphant. It's sort of, you imagine you would have it at the funeral of a great footballer.
Yeah. Echoing around the stadium.
It's just, it always makes me slightly depressed.
Although it is safer to be him in a football match than when you're walking into battle, because if you're the fella with the flag, you're going, well, you're a walking target.
Yeah.
Everyone can see that.
Target practice,
And
yeah.
then they go, so, and even if it's dark, they go, I can't hear it, but I'll just shoot at the sound of that trumpet.
Yeah.
And no one likes the fucking trumpet.
No one's here.
Hang on, what's a trumpet?
What?
What do you mean a trumpet into war?
Well, there used to be people that would, carry an instrument that would dun, 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 or
What, in a battle?
yeah, keep them marching up, keep the morale of the soldiers. Bloke with the flag, bloke with the drum, bloke with the trumpet. I mean, God, yeah, diversity. They'd be,
Yeah.
they'd be a
Do
Subo at the
backflips.
back, Subo at the back.
I'll
Just
put
keep.
her out the front. I'm not having this. I don't believe that these...
Of course they did. Back in the day.
Are you sure that happened?
What about the bagpipes?
What about 'em?
better start going because I'm running out of breath.
It's a good job this podcast is free, because if you just paid for that...
It's not a good sound anyway. If anything, it might annoy you, and then you're more angry, and then you go mental with a gun.
Well done, yeah.
I think that's what it's more about, isn't it?
Because there's certain instruments that aren't appropriate for a war, like maracas.
Maracas, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Too happy.
It's just a bit too carnival.
Grand
isn't it?
piano.
Oh, one of
That
those
wouldn't be
sort of...
appropriate at all.
No.
That thing, that sort of... The little
Yeah.
penny whistle or whatever they
When
call
someone
it.
gets shot up the arse, that is when the major goes, oh, okay, well, oh, bloody hell! Just got... Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
Cymbals are a good sound for a war.
Good.
You want cymbals.
Crashing cymbals. Timpanis.
Very good, exciting.
Cymbals, timpanis.
so at what
But
point...
one of those keyboard guitars.
Yeah, that's not
Not as cool. Funky, but not as cool.
Oh, the batteries are falling out.
You don't need a wah-wah pedal in a war.
No.
So why has that stopped then?
No, they still have military bands, don't they?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's more like
pomp and
a
circumstance,
Sunday sort of bandstand. Let's play We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you
but the
know,
thing about modern technology is, helicopters and tanks is going to get drowned out, isn't it? Years ago.
Yeah, nowadays they send in a sort of really good sort of mega mix DJ.
Yeah, Joe Bunny.
Yeah, exactly. Westwood's up there, going giving it. He's doing like scratching and
Come on, the place is mad deep with Taliban.
yeah. What do you think about George Best using up his liver, then getting another one and getting pissed again?
Clever.
Well, that's always going to encourage it, isn't it? I've always said that.
What?
The moment we can replace stuff, people just go, oh, sod it. Like
What would you do
smokers.
if you gave someone a kidney and
mess
then
with it.
and they started
You
just
saw him down the pub again.
doing drugs and shit and
Well, I wouldn't hand it out to someone just like that, would I? I think you should be allowed to say, right, who's it for? Can I meet them? And then have a chat with them,
right?
saying, have you learnt your lesson?
Well, I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm a little kid who wants a kidney. Okay. And you come to me. I'm at the top of the list. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Are you going to give me one of your kidneys so I can live?
I don't know,
Well, I'm at the top of the list. So why is your head so round?
right, so definitely not.
Why?
Definitely
He's a little
not.
Kid, look
He's
at
a
him.
little kid.
Pale.
No, I need a
He's
kidney.
cheeky though, isn't he?
No,
Cheeky.
please,
Lovely little
please,
kid,
roundhead.
mottled hair.
Can I have your kidney?
No, you can't.
Oh,
have it.
come on,
Right,
you've got
let's see
two.
another kid. Let's see another kid.
No,
Lesson
I'm
learned,
I'm
lesson
top of the
learned.
fucking list. Give me one of your kidneys, you round-headed twat.
No. And I wouldn't
Hold on.
feel bad about not giving it you.
Well, hold on though. Can we have a second opinion from the nurse?
Wanker.
Thank you, nurse.
I would not feel bad about walking away from that kid and saying you cannot have a kidney.
So you're gonna.
Do you know what? I'm going to take this kidney out and bin it.
Hey, wait. Do you know who that kid went on to become?
Go on.
Winston Churchill.
Right, well maybe I helped. It's like Darren Campbell all over again. I made him stronger. I was tough with him. He saw how tough the world is.
No, but he didn't. This is an alternative universe where he died because you never gave him that kidney.
Yeah.
Well, you can't worry about that then, can you? If you're going to start going that far back and forward and stuff. But I think I don't know what I'd expect someone to be like. Just want them to go, what do you eat? I'd say write down your diet.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna treasure this kidney. I'm gonna treasure it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna really work hard, and I'm gonna make something of life more than you did.
So I'll.
So your kidney is going to be a lot better off for me than you lazy tosser. I'll tell you that. If you want achievement, then I'm going to go to school. I'm going to do really well. Unlike you thick little round-headed shit. So the quicker you get the fucking kidney out of your useless body and into mine, we'll all be happy, won't we?
Okay. Well, I'll go away and think about it for a month.
Well, no.
There you go. Don't have to get nasty. Sick of it. Always helping people out.
That's a big ask, isn't it?
If I came to you, Rick, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
and you could give me a kidney, would you give me a kidney?
What if I end up needing it?
Well, yeah, but that's the point, isn't it? That you're doing something because
Can I have it back? Can I have it back if I need it? What?
No, because I need it. Mine are failing. I need at least
Yes.
one. I need at least one.
Yeah, you need one. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. This is on loan. Because if my other one goes, I want that back. Because then I'll be on one.
Well, no, you. Yeah, but then we're both on one.
No. Right. You've got yours are fucked. So
Yeah.
you might as well be on none. I've got two. Okay. I will give you one.
Yeah.
right, with the express understanding that if my remaining one packs up, I want that one back. It's on loan. If we both live out our life, then so be it. But if this other one goes and they say, well, you need another kidney, I go, right, I know where I've kept one for the last 10 years.
So
It's
you're
in Steve.
going to come to me, right? You've gone knock knock. I've opened the door. My beautiful supermodel wife is there.
She's going, oh, his kidneys are brilliant now.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's great. He never stops having the sex.
Yeah.
She's making us iced teas.
Right.
You know, she says, "Come in, Rick.
Yeah.
Sit down." So good. She says, "I love you. Thank you so much."
That's all right, don't
This
worry about
lovely man. I know you've not got long to live because you're old
Yeah.
and fat.
Yeah.
You've had a good innings.
Well, you've had a good 10 years, though, haven't you, with this kidney? And that was you know,
But
I'll tell you what.
love this man.
You can return the
and he's so
favour.
young, and
Give me back my fucking kidney.
we've got 2 beautiful children.
Right, I'll tell you what. Give me my kidney back and have one of theirs.
2 beautiful kids whose
Yeah,
small
there
little
you go,
kidneys,
there's-
small little kidneys are no
There's
good
4
yet.
to choose from. They're growing you. They're
Small
growing you.
little
It's like when you
kidneys.
put a little plant in a big pot. They grow. They're catch up. The kidneys are growing too.
Too-
So I'll have my
too
kidneys
small.
back, and you've got 4 to choose from there. Well, take one of each, and you'll have 2 little kidneys to make 1 big kidney.
Johnson, can you have this man removed from my house?
Would you give anyone a kidney, Carl? Suzanne.
I'm sure you would give Suzanne a kidney.
It's tricky.
Well, obviously you'd give Suzanne a kidney, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, would you, or are you just saying that?
Suppose I would. I don't really like the idea of it.
So, if what are you saying to Suzanne right now if she's listening to this podcast?
Carl, good luck. Bit of good luck. You know I need a kidney, and it's got quite rare. Well, we've got the same sort of blood group and everything, so yeah, you got 2, I got none. Bibbidi bob, 1 each. Let's have a good life. Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah, you'll have to have it. Which one are you thinking of going for? Because I think the right one's a bit dodgy because they had the kidney stones.
Well, you keep that.
Do you want
I'll
that
have,
one?
I'll have the left one.
No, I'll tell you what. You have that one because when I was in all the pain, you were going, it can't be that bad. So you have it. It's in good working order. They've looked at it,
Yeah.
but it is prone to stones.
That he's using this to get back at her. Saying it can't be that bad. It's like poetic justice. He can give her the kidney she didn't believe was that painful.
So let her have that. And I don't know what's life like with one kidney. Do
You've got to be
change
more
much?
careful. You've got for specific diets.
Yeah,
It is more dangerous.
There's more of a strain on it, but you know.
Don't like talking about it. It's all freaks me out. Freaks me out. It's all doing stuff now. The kidney's doing stuff.
Yeah.
My teeth are hurting still. Still got a little bit of toothache going on there. I've got a sweat on. All stuff's going on without me knowing. Germs whizzing round. I've had jabs for rabies. I've had hepatitis A and B. I don't even know what that does. I've had A and I've had B. That's whizzing round my body. Body's in shock, innit, at the moment. It doesn't know what's going on. I've had...
How is it notifying you of the shock?
Well, I think, like I say, I keep getting this sweat. And, what else have I had? Typhoid. All this stuff shouldn't be in my body, should it? And we don't really know, do we? They're saying, yeah, have this, have that, shove it in your arm, it's alright. But we don't really know. Long-term effect. I've got rabies in me. I never thought I'd have to have that. Tetanus. I've had. TB.
Well, enjoy the World Cup, everyone. Come on, England.
Come on, boys.
I think I've had them all. One for if I get bit by a dirty monkey.
Well, that's about it for the Ricky Gervais Guide to the World Cup. It was very informative and interesting chat there. If you've enjoyed this one, you can get the entire back catalogue. All the guides. There's 10 guides on iTunes. It's under... What is it under now? They keep moving it around. They didn't like us clogging up the chart in the audiobooks. We were basically taking up the whole charts. They made a new section which is isn't it like programmes and periodicals or something?
Something like that.
And now we're the top 18 in that. So yeah.
Also, of course, Rick, if people like Carl's ramblings, they can see him and us in animated form. The Ricky Gervais Show coming soon on DVD.
Just go to amazon.co.uk or amazon.com or play.
Oh, just get off your arse and go to a shop.
Good luck, England. And thank you so much to Positive Internet. Those guys allow us to do these free podcasts. Someone's got to pay for these, and those guys do a great job. So enjoy the free ones, but buy the ones for a couple of quid as well, please. Carl wants another house.
This is Audible.
Aristotle once observed, law is order, and good law is good order. A seemingly simple concept, but the realities of making those good laws and enforcing them have troubled society since time immemorial. From community service to capital punishment, everyone has a view on how we protect the innocent and punish the guilty. Is one man's law another man's tyranny? Is justice available to all? Does prison work? Should we lock up lawbreakers and throw away the key, or does that fail to address the root causes of crime? To discuss these questions and more, I'm joined by Stephen Merchant, award-winning writer and graduate of the University of Warwick. Hello. And Carl Pilkington. Look at that fucking head.
Right.
So, Carl, law and order.
This is Audible.
Aristotle once observed, law is order, and good law is good order. A seemingly simple concept, but the realities of making those good laws and enforcing them have troubled society since time immemorial. From community service to capital punishment, everyone has a view on how we protect the innocent and punish the guilty. Is one man's law another man's tyranny? Is justice available to all? Does prison work? Should we lock up lawbreakers and throw away the key, or does that fail to address the root causes of crime? To discuss these questions and more, I'm joined by Stephen Merchant, award-winning writer and graduate of the University of Warwick. Hello. And Carl Pilkington. Look at that fucking head.
Right.
So, Carl, law and order.
Not that interested in it, to be honest.
What do you mean?
I've got no interest in law and order whatsoever. It's not part of my life. That's the problem. You keep picking topics that don't buzz me.
Of course they do.
They don't.
Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
You're a man quite obsessed with law and order.
Based on what?
Well, law and order is basically to protect the innocent, isn't it? I mean, when we think of law and order, we usually think of crime and punishment, but it's all about protect our person. We have the right to walk the streets without getting mugged. When someone wrongs us, we want justice. It's fundamental. And you do. You were sitting in your old flat in London, phoning me every day that you wanted to go downstairs and smack their heads in for being late and shouting around and being drunk, and you could hear it. You wanted some justice.
Yeah, but nothing would have happened if they called someone up and said there's people doing noise pollution. Even though there's a law for noise pollution now, it's not really taken seriously, is it? Well,
you are concerned with law and order.
No,
you
but
wanted your
point.
rights, and you ended up moving. He's moved in now. He's moved to lovely sunny Hampstead, just down the road from us. so you're having a better life.
So
So
I shouldn't have to move because of some noisy people.
no, you shouldn't. But I'm saying you were
Because no one
stressed
cares, though.
and you wanted justice, but you thought you couldn't get justice, so you moved away.
Yeah, so
which
I
is-
dealt with it in my way.
Yeah,
I
right.
hated them.
Right.
Because they didn't care about anyone else.
Exactly.
But the police wouldn't get involved. There's other people who live around there who had to put up with it. No one cared.
So what did it feel like every night when you were trying to watch telly, and it's hot and you got the window open, or?
No, you could just hear stuff, and you know, it's that thing of you get a lot of tourists in London, so they're talking. It's not even as if you can listen in to what they're saying and have a view on their opinion because they follow.
Was that entertaining for you?
Well, yeah, because if you can hear what people are saying, you go, yeah, that's a
Switch the
good point.
telly off.
Oh, you know, there's some
I
sort
don't
of-
want to hear anyone talking. I'll tell you what, I really feel sorry for people with like neighbours from hell. Because it's, I mean, you know, I'm not saying it's justified, but I can see why people go mental with someone when they're bullied or, you know, constantly harassed and no one cares. And when you can't go to the police, you can't go to the police and go, there's a bloke next door, he's got his television loud, he's always pissed, he's shouting about, if you don't do something, I'm going to go around there and crack his head in. You'll be the one that...
But isn't it your own fault for living in central London?
Well, not really, because it wasn't always like that. I'd been there years, and then all of a sudden, you know, good fellas turn up. They sat down there making a racket. What can you say to them? You call down, they can't hear the phone ringing.
Could I just say that Goodfellas wasn't a pizza joint? He
No.
called the loud people that because he thought they were gangsters.
Right,
They
sure.
did what they wanted and sat outside and...
Yeah.
So, but it's louder. I think it is louder abroad than it is here. Whenever I go away on holiday, I always notice that it's always a couple of decibels higher.
Really?
Always. Like the sound of bird noises and that are louder abroad. Because they're trying to get a nut above the noise of the noisy people.
No, that's not true.
They are. When I was in, where was I? Menorca or something. It was like lying there. If it wasn't a noisy local, it was the people in the villa next door. If it's not them, they suddenly collected the bottles from the bottle bank. That's a nice noise when you're just relaxing. The bottle bank. Pop that there where the villa is. So that was a racket. There was always there was just so much noise.
Animals, creatures...
You can't escape. It's the one thing you can't escape. Noise. Your ears never turn off.
No.
They're always there.
But I've told you before, wear earplugs if you have
I
to.
don't like
But he
it.
doesn't like... He says he can hear the sound of his own art.
Well, there's always a sound. Like your eyes, you can close them. My eyes close all the time, and if I don't like the look of something,
Yeah.
no, but
Yeah.
if I don't like the look of something, they close before even I've thought about if I want to see it or not.
What do you
They're
think?
ahead.
What do you think exactly?
I just mean if I see something on the telly or like one of those casualty programs or something,
Yeah.
it's like my eyes know that I'm not going to like the look of it.
But no.
So they close
no,
quicker.
no.
My ears, they seem to be interested in everything. Even though I'm not.
What I mean is, you can't close your ears.
Yeah,
you
that's
can't.
what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't. You can never.
So that's
no,
why
I like the idea that your eyes are closing when you... Oh, I was watching that.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
have your eyes ever closed something that you're going?
No, they normally get it right.
Your eyes aren't making
already
any
get it right.
decisions. You're making decisions. You turn away because you don't like seeing something. You don't turn away, and then you're going, "What was that?" And your eyes going, "You don't want to know. You do not know. You don't know."
I'm just
Carl.
saying anyway.
Lovely pair of tits here.
I just mean noise pollution. It's the one thing you can't escape.
It seems to me, from what you've said so far, is that these things happen to you and you feel wronged, but you either want to close your eyes and ears so you can't tell it's happening, but it's carrying on, or move away from it so you're not a victim anymore, but it's carrying on. But the thing about law and order is, you don't have to take it. You don't have to walk away. You can do something about it. You can combat being wronged. And I suppose we associate that with justice. It's not just punishment or retribution, it's justice. You want to know that you're valued.
You know, this is a big issue, isn't it, Rick? Is one life more important than another? If you've transgressed in a terrible way, you've murdered, raped, whatever, and I say I'm going to put you to death because you do not belong in this society. You are too transgressive. What's to stop me? Why is that wrong? Why is that a morally wrong thing to do?
Well, this is an interesting argument, isn't it? Whether capital punishment. Now, I don't agree with execution. State execution of someone, whatever they've done, for many reasons, but the main one is, I don't think you can have a state that shows that sort of violence against an individual, whatever they've done, and expect people to accept the very code and morality of treating people equally and not showing violence towards them.
Carl, where do you stand on the tricky issue of capital punishment? You've given it some serious thought, I imagine.
So what, you're asking me, like, should he be on death row?
Well, should someone flip the switch, send him to his death in the electric chair?
Yeah.
The least considered.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a little bit of flicker behind the eyes. I don't know what. Well, just take us through the mental process that you arrived at the yes with there. So you now remember that, because there was quite a brief gap there.
I just was thinking, it's not a nice job if you work in there and you've got to flick the switch.
Right.
But I was wondering if it's possible to just do it so it's linked up to someone's switch.
What do you mean?
When they put the lights on or something. So it's like sometime tonight when the sun goes down and people start putting the lights on in their house, it could happen. But we don't know what household, they might be away on holiday, so you might get an extra 2 weeks. But at least that way, because for me, the worst.
You should say that.
This is not the question I asked. Was whether we were talking about the morality of whether you put someone to death.
But he was thinking about.
He was thinking about literally the practicality of flipping the switch.
Well, no, I think that aren't you talking about the integrity of the person who knows or knows not that they've put someone to death, like a firing squad, like what they used to do sometimes in the First World War when they had 6 riflemen, but
Only
5
one
were blanks and one had and no one knew
if they were the person that killed them.
Yeah.
So, but my point is, you do agree that someone should be put to death for a terrible crime, do you?
You've got to have something there to stop them people who don't care, haven't you? Nature's done it in a way with bees. They've gone, we'll give you a weapon, but if you use it, you die. And that's like the bee.
Well,
so they're worried they're going to go, I'm not going to do it.
We do, won't we? We have people saying, 1, you can't do that. That's step 1. Here's the law. Don't do it.
But there's a lot of people who go, I'm not bothered about the law. I'm not bothered about annoying people.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
So for them, at the end of the scale, you've got the chair, and you stick the wires on their head, and we'll fry your head. And they go, oh God, I don't want that.
That doesn't always work, does it? With being put to death, because as a deterrent, most of the crimes aren't just crimes of gain. With that, some of them are crimes of passion, where a deterrent doesn't count because you see red and you go crazy and you're angry and you kill someone. I think a lot of those crimes, the deterrent isn't relevant. You know, things like armed robbery, maybe, where it's a risk. What can I get versus what my crime? Maybe then it might be a deterrent. But then, of course, if you start to get a capital punishment for crimes that aren't murdering someone, then that thing brings in you might as well murder them, because then you've got more chance of getting away with it. So it's very delicate what you make people be killed for.
You've made an interesting and reasoned argument there, Rick. I'm looking forward to hearing the riposte.
Right. When I was younger, I used to nick Mars bars.
Okay.
Right. Now, I did that then, and I knew that even if I get caught, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to prison over that. But it was worth nicking because the Mars bar, they were like 45 pence.
Sure.
When you're a kid, you can get a lot of chewing nuts for that.
Chewing nuts?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like caramel covered in chocolate. Last ages. Quite hard.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you suck the chocolate off and then you got to chew them until they're... Yeah, I know, yeah.
No, I could afford them at 10 pence a bag. They'd last me sort of a morning. A Mars bar was a proper treat. There's a lot going on in there. A lot of chocolate, a lot of caramel.
Yeah.
Like I say, 45 pence.
Yeah.
So, to me...
that was like an advert that went wrong just at the end. They started off good. They go, this bar's good. He said, you're going there. Mars bar, there's a lot in it. It's like, oh, good, keep going. Yeah, it's got caramel. It's like, yeah. But it's 45 pence, which is too fucking much, so fucking nick it, you cunt.
But, when I was younger, that was worth a risk. Because I knew that I'd be getting something worth 45 pence for free.
You weren't going to get the electric
and I wasn't going to get done. So, the stakes were high, the risk were low.
No, wait. You mean the stakes were high, the risk were low?
I think he's just trying to sound cool.
The stakes weren't high. The stakes are what can happen to you, and the risk. The stakes and the risk are the same. The risk is the stake, okay? Yeah, unless you're nicking meat from a butcher's, then the stakes are high and the risk is low. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but what you meant was the game was high.
The game was high.
Yeah,
the game was high.
Yeah, the risk was low.
Yeah.
But wasn't it? Was it? Because 45p isn't a lot unless you're a kid.
It is when you're a kid.
It is when you're a kid.
Because I was getting
but then
50
surely
pence.
getting caught for nicking a Mars bar's higher when you're a kid.
No, it's not. Look, you see, most of the time, I didn't want to say which shop it was that I nicked it from, but it's went for your own boss. But listen, I used to wake him up.
That is terrible.
No, because
That is terrible.
This is awful.
That
Go
is-
on, hang on. I want
that's
to hear.
really
I want to hear him
bad.
rationalise his
Because that
terrible
sweet
crime.
old man who used to give...
It's not an old man. I used to go around and
Sweet
wake
little
him up.
old man.
Right? He hated running that place.
Right.
If anything, I'd say I was his best asset.
Not really.
Yeah,
Because I
You
know
were
what...
nicking from him. You were
Yeah,
stealing from him.
I don't know how much he
Business.
made on papers, but he'd probably go 45p profit. Hold on.
They got their papers really early because I got up early.
Yeah.
I used to go round to the
Well, you know,
shop.
Mars a day helps you work, rest, and steal.
So I used to go round there, wake him up. He'd be like, "What are you doing round here so early?"
Don't know, I'm just hungry. What? I'm just hungry for work.
No.
Oh, well, good boy. Bit. I'm just going to turn away a minute while you stand there in front of the confectionery. I'll turn away now, and I've looked back now, and here's the papers. And thanks so much, Carl, because you're a lovely
He's like
kid.
an honourable and trustworthy
Yeah, I can't
guy.
really afford to.
I've been betrayed so many times. That's why
Yeah.
my lovely wife's no longer with me. You know, she ran off with Ken.
Yeah, but I mean, at least I've got a friend.
You've got one young
You turn
friend.
up early. Oh God, it's brilliant. Oh, and Carl, keep a lookout because
Someone's been nicking Mars.
yeah, I know it's not you because I trust you implicitly. And by the way, Carl, why don't you take a Mars bar for free? Oh, thanks.
No, that never happened.
Right.
So I'm getting 50 pence a day for delivering papers, but I needed the energy.
Right.
Now, if I spent my 50p on a Mars bar,
Yeah.
5p profit a day is not worth it.
No.
So help yourself. I knew I was doing a good job here.
No, so help yourself. That doesn't follow. So help yourself. Get another job, leave that job, negotiate a pay rise. Not help myself. That doesn't go. That's ridiculous. Where does it stop? If you worked in a nuclear power plant, well, they're not paying me much. Have a little bit of uranium.
A lovely little bit of uranium.
Yeah. I do.
That's a strange analogy, Rick. Some left straight from a bloke nicking stuff from work. So he works in a power plant, he's having himself a bit of uranium. What's he doing with the uranium?
You know, Mars a day and all that, and that's for energy, and so's uranium. But more energy than a Mars bar. Yeah. I never nicked because I couldn't bear the shame. Even as a kid, I knew that was shameful. I want a clear conscience. I want to go to bed and sleep at night. And I do, Carl. I haven't got restless leg syndrome or people shouting out my window. So I sleep at night because I've got a clear conscience. And that, to me, is what guides me.
Well, it's like when I first moved to London and I was travelling, when I was living in Oval, I was travelling across London all the way to Shepherd's Bush every day. That's a big, long, 45-minute, hour-long journey. And there were not barriers at either end in those days. So I could get on the tube at one end and get off the other end and no one ever checked my ticket. And I was buying tickets every day for months and months and months, and it was starting to seem to me weird. I was like, well, no one's ever checking this. So, of course, got a little bit lazy. Maybe I stopped buying tickets occasionally, taking the trip back and forth, boom, 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 and then for maybe a month, travelled without a ticket. And then I was coming up, kind of got a bit blasé, obviously, coming up in Oval Station. Someone steps up and says, excuse me, can I see your ticket? And that's terrible because when you're in your mid-20s, it's not like a kid anymore.
No.
I mean, you are an adult. You've made a reasoned decision there. You can't plead ignorance. So I said, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me see your ticket, please? I went, yeah. I was looking through because for some reason I used to keep a lot of old tickets. And I was looking through, pretending to look for my ticket. I went, I don't know what's happened to it, but I did actually. I bought one at Shepherd's Bush, and they went, okay. If we phone up Shepherd's Bush and there's no evidence of you buying a ticket, you can go to prison. I'm going to ask you again, have you got a ticket? No.
Oh no. How embarrassing.
It was unbelievable.
Being
There were
told off
people
is
stood
worse.
there-
It's worse,
Well,
isn't
it's
it?
because there's people walking by and then I'm being told off by a woman who's at least a foot and a half shorter than me, wearing a uniform. And it was so embarrassing. It was so cripplingly embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I asked you again, have you got a ticket? No, I haven't. No. So you lied? Yes, I did, yeah. Okay, we're going to have to take your details. But honestly, being told, and that's it. There's the shame. Maybe it's a good bit of upbringing. Unlike Carl, obviously, who's a man who's got no guilty conscience at all about the whole Mars bar incident. But whereas you and I, Rick, are raised obviously by better parents, and we are. It's been drummed into us,
How much was that train journey?
Is, we do feel that guilt, and that's maybe one of the reasons why we don't transgress. Because this is an interesting, we talked earlier about the murder thing. Well, of course, there's that sort of idea which has often been used in films. In a godless universe, and if you do not feel guilt, what's to prevent you from committing a murder? If you can get away with it, if you could commit a murder, let's say you wanted to, and you could get away with it, there is no one to judge you in a godless universe, and you can live with the guilt. What's to stop you doing it?
Well, I'd just like to say now, it is a godless universe. As an atheist, there is no God, and I'm a good person, not because I'm going to get rewarded for it in heaven, because that's the way I want to live my life in a society that treats people like that. So, a lot of the laws of the land, not just in the country, in many countries, are from the Bible. I mean, that kicked it off. I mean, there was laws before, obviously, and there were different gods before this one. Was invented, but let's have a look at the Ten Commandments. I think that lays down most of the. A lot of them are good rules of thumb. We've got to go along with them. They certainly didn't invent those rules of thumb. I think that mankind were adhering to most of them before it was handed down. So let's have a look at them. There's a website here, a Baptist Christian website forum, and this guy. Maybe I shouldn't say his name. I mean, he's put it up there for public, but I don't want to embarrass him. He says, brethren and sistren.
What?
Yeah, so
never heard that before.
I've learned a word.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters.
Could have said that, but he's not. He's just the classic.
He could have said people.
Could have said people, could have said folks, say folks.
It has come to my attention that not only are many of our members unable to correctly recite all the 10 Commandments, it's probably a big problem. I don't know, he goes around testing them, going, number 3, get out. Go and learn it. But those who can remember, even a few, invariably get the sequence wrong.
Is that important?
Oh, well it is. He says, let me set the record straight. The commandments do not come in a random sequence, with the exception of 7th commandment, an obvious anomaly.
Why?
Well, he reckons that thou shalt not commit adultery at number 7 should really be 6th in terms of severity. Let me explain. The commandments appear in order of severity.
Right.
The harsher the punishment, the closer to the top. I hope this handy colour chart will make the intrinsic beauty of God's word more comprehensible to all. So this is it. He's laid it out. Commandment number 1: thou shalt have no other gods before me. Okay? Alert level: severe. Punishment: genocide.
Whoa.
Entire cities with men, women, children and animals must be killed. So that's a lovely, nice Christian view there. So if you worship another god before the right God, he doesn't name him by name, he just uses the term God.
Sure.
But there's only one according to this
Genocide.
Yeah, anyone who worships another god, genocide. Entire cities with men, women, children and animals must be killed. I don't know what the animals have ever done, but okay, so that's number 1. That's the most severe, worshipping the wrong god.
Sure.
Okay. Number 2: thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Okay, no graven images.
That's I assume so. Druids, devil worshippers. Anything like that, isn't it?
Well, I think it's also just, I suppose it's kind of images that mock or degrade the Almighty.
Okay. Severe.
What's the punishment there?
Genocide.
Genocide again.
That's his favourite there, genocide. Entire cities with men, women, children and animals must be killed.
What worries me is we're a couple of smart guys and we're not entirely sure what that commandment means.
No.
So we could go, but we could accidentally...
Yeah. 3: thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Okay.
Okay. I assume God made these, did he? He's used the first 3 talking about himself here. Alert level high. Capital punishment.
Capital punishment, so not genocide, thank God.
No, you're just going to be...
God.
Yeah, you're just going to be put to death there, not all your friends and family and dogs.
Sure.
Leave the budgie? No. Number 4. Remember the Sabbath day. Keep it holy. High.
So alert level high.
High, yeah. Capital punishment. Death.
Capital punishment again.
Yeah,
You forget the holiday.
Well, what makes me laugh is that sometimes you could be walking along and you go, all right, all right, I'm just going to. I keep thinking it's Monday. You what? You forgot it's Sunday? No, I just went, death. Number 5. Honour thy father and thy mother. High.
Okay, so and if you don't honour your mother,
Capital punishment.
Capital punishment.
Lot of death. Lot of death.
Again,
at the
capital
moment.
punishment is so strict.
Yeah. We haven't even got to thou shalt not kill yet, and yet he's killed everyone so far.
Wow, jeez.
Now 7, he's put a number 6 here. He's put them out of order, 6 and 7, because he thinks this is higher. Thou shalt not commit adultery. High. Capital punishment.
Capital punishment again.
Now the fellow who did this website, he's put thou shalt not commit adultery above thou shalt not kill. God had it the other way around. God had thou shalt not kill, but this fella, I reckon his wife played away.
Right.
So he went, right, I'm putting them in a different order, because before, let's see, number 6, he's put thou shalt not kill, alert level, elevated, capital punishment in some cases. So if you murder someone, you can sometimes be killed. If you commit adultery, always death.
get killed.
So I think he's made that he can have his wife put to death, right? Or he could kill her, but maybe get off with it.
Right.
That's why he's done that. Number 8, thou shalt not steal, guarded, excessive fines. Only in rare cases capital punishment.
Oh, just excessive fines.
Yeah, excessive. Number 9, thou shalt not bear false witness to thy neighbour. So basically lying low. Despisement and scorn.
Is that the punishment?
Yeah, for lying. Yeah, despisement and scorn. Yeah. Thou shalt not covet, really. Don't try and get stuff, don't be jealous of stuff and try and
Punishment?
get it. Despisement and scorn.
Despisement and scorn, sure.
I'm just going to go through, go down these, see which ones I commit. Thou shalt have no other God. I don't have any God, so I haven't broken that one. 2, craven images. No, I don't have any craven. I don't accept there's a God. 3, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord. Again, I don't take his name in vain because I don't believe he exists, so I'm fine there. Remember the Sabbath. I always remember Sunday. I know I've got a calendar and everything, so I haven't done it now. Honour thy father. Yeah, I do that. Never commit adultery. Don't do that.
Ever killed anyone?
No, never killed anyone. Don't steal. I don't lie, and I don't covet. So I am an amazing Christian.
Pretty clear. Yeah, you're a pretty clean living guy.
Wow. There you go.
Well, whereas, I don't know, Carl, have you ever, what's your review?
I still open like post. That isn't for me.
I'm just going to see that's on there. That's opening other people's post, alert level, low, punishment, embarrassment. You have to walk along with your trousers around your ankle, saying I'm a div.
Why do you open other people's mail?
But it's just a fella called Bruce who he's the bloke who used to own the flat before me, and I don't know. I started off and I thought, oh, should I pass it on? You know, because when people move, it's a lot of messing about tracking down where they've gone. So I thought, should I just leave them for a bit? And I collected some for a bit, and then there was one that sort of said, "This is important" on the front of it. And I thought, how important is it? So I opened it.
What was it? Was it important?
Not really. It was from a tattooist.
What did they say?
It was just something
They
about.
said, "Oh, we used the AIDS needle on you. Can you come in for a little test?"
So I just started. I just kind of thought, oh, I'll start opening it, having a look, and it was weird because do you know like how you get fed up of being yourself?
Intrigued.
Of course.
No, you can just have days where you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Well, you know, and
Bruce Willis in your case,
well,
isn't it?
well, this bloke was Bruce. So I just go, oh, let's see what, you know, if I was Bruce,
Yeah.
would I be happier being him? Do you know, like I've said to you before, you never know if you don't feel well because they can't put you in someone else's body to sort of compare.
No, most people can just use their imagination.
Yeah, sure.
So I sort of think,
They don't actually need to physically go into someone else's body to understand it.
Yeah,
It's
like
terrible.
Ghost. Yeah, exactly.
so I think, well, would I enjoy being Bruce more?
Sure.
And what have you gleaned from Bruce? He's got a tattoo. We know that.
There wasn't that much. It was mainly busy at Christmas. A lot of Christmas cards, which were good because I didn't get that many.
Yeah. He's
So you put up these
Come on.
Christmas, you put up these Christmas cards.
That's
Well,
what
you had Christmas cards hanging in your flat to have a lovely Christmas, Bruce. Auntie Jean. That's
Hang on a
crazy.
minute, because when you put them on your, your mantelpiece or your shelf or whatever, you're not looking at them every day. It's just a picture of Father Christmas. It doesn't matter who it's to or from.
But why have them up at all?
Why not just buy some
Make it a
blank
bit Christmassy.
You can just buy some blank cards and put them up.
Use them every
No,
year.
I don't have to. Bruce has got a lot of friends. It was more awkward, right? Because the bloke downstairs, because I used to always collect the stuff for Bruce, I got talking to a bloke who's in the same block, and he used to see me picking stuff up for Bruce. He'd always say, alright Bruce.
No!
You've never told him that you're not Bruce?
Well, no point.
In the pub I used to drink in, the landlord got it into his head that I was Steve, right? And
You don't mean me?
No,
You just mean called
exactly.
Steve.
Yeah, no. This was before I met you. This was like 25 years ago, and he called me Steve, and it got to the point I couldn't correct him.
Yeah.
Because it would have been embarrassing for him, and so after about 2 years, we were playing cards, and someone said Ricky, and he went, "Who's Ricky?" And I went, "Ricky," and I just went red. He went, "What do you mean, Ricky?" I went, "Yeah, that's my name." He went, he said, "What do you mean, fucking Ricky?" I went, "Ricky," and I looked at him, "What do you mean, Steve?" I went, "No, it's not Steve." He said, "Well, I've been calling you Steve for 2 years." I went, "Have you?" Like denying I'd ever heard him call me Steve. Oh, this guy, right?
But hang on, did he? What happened? What was the fallout from it?
He's just sort of he was a bit confused,
Yeah.
and then I think he still called me Steve for a little while, but sometimes it was Ricky, sometimes it was Steve. It was fine, right? But this guy, right? He was a bank robber. Okay, yeah, he'd done 17 years in all.
In prison?
In prison, yeah. And I was a bit scared of him. I'm fascinated. He was fine. He was done now. He'd gone straight, totally straight, and he was running this pub. And I remember once he'd tell me stories about it, and he'd go on about his. He did it with 4 people, and they all did time. And he said, "But you wouldn't recognise them now." He said they are the most respectable people you'd ever seen. He said, "Yeah, they're just lovely businessmen, height of sophistication." He said, "You'd never guess." Right? And then one day he came over to me. It was a busy pub. He went, "Rick, Steve." He said, "You know those geezers I did the crime with, the other 3?" He went, "Yeah." He said, "They are in the pub here now. See if you can guess who they are." I said, "You'll never guess who they are." I looked around. I saw 3 blokes in sheepskin coats with tinted hair, covered in gold sovereigns and gold necklaces, and I went, "No." Oh, he went, "Those 3." I went, "You are joking. You are fucking joking." That was his idea of total sophistication. They had tinted beards, but they look like fat Bee Gees covered in gold and sheepskin. It was unbelievable. I went, "Oh, that is a surprise." That is a surprise. I thought they were barristers. Oh, unbelievable.
I was always terrified of being mugged when I first moved to London. And you remember, Rick, I had a wallet with all my stuff in, and then I took to carrying a fake wallet. That's
lovely.
Which I had some sort of old library cards and DVD cards, video shop cards and stuff. And I put a £5 in there, And then I got really anxious because I thought, what if I hand over my fake wallet, and he goes, "Well, it's a fake wallet." Okay, then I got to hand over the real wallet, but maybe he also punishes me, takes it out on me because he's angry. So then I took to carrying a second fake wallet. So I spent about 2 months carrying 3 wallets around, 2 of which were fake, right? And then, do you know the reason I stopped? Because I thought, what if I give him both fake wallets? I give him one fake wallet, he opens it, he goes, "Well, this is a fake wallet." I give him the second fake wallet. Now he's going to be twice as angry as he would have been if he only had the one fake wallet. And then I was thinking, what if I do give him the fake wallet, and then he just starts using the library cards and the video cards, he could run up a huge fine.
Yeah.
I'd be in the same position where I give him the money.
Yeah, I don't believe you'd ever put a £5 in the fake wallet. You wouldn't be willing to. Yeah. I had a run-in with crime. I was ripped off in a big sting operation a few years ago. I was at home and I was rushing out, and the phone went, and it was my bank.
Yeah.
And I went, "Is that Mr. Vase?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "Have you recently bought £200,000 worth of gold bullion?" And I went, "Jane, have we bought £200,000 of gold bullion?" "No, of course not." "No." Well, someone's taken that money out of your bank account, fortunately, and they've purchased gold. And I went, "Right, okay, They went, we'd like your permission to get the CID involved. I went, well, yeah. I said, of course. I said, but hold on, you know it wasn't me then. So do I get the money back? And they went, yeah, all the money will be put back into your bank. I went, fine. I said, yeah. I basically went, yeah, fill your boots. And they went, and can you come down? I went, oh yeah. So I arranged the time. I went down to the bank. There was the CID there waiting, and well, it turned out it was sort of an inside job. Someone who did some sort of random checking of facts, you know, they phone you up and say you're happy with the service. They put down the phone and went, oh, you never guess who I spoke to, that Ricky Gervais.
Right.
And someone overheard, they were involved, they'd got a payoff from Mr. Big somewhere, it was out of the country, and
but so isn't there more, I mean, you can't just, even if you work in a bank, you can't just walk off with cash, can you? There must have been more elaborate.
Yeah, they did a transaction, didn't they? They okayed the transaction like it was me for these people, and then these people bought gold with it, and now all they have to do is go and collect the gold. Now this is the tricky bit. So what they don't know is now the bank know that it's not me collecting it. Right. So whoever turns up for the gold, they said they'll probably just be, they might even be innocent couriers.
Yes.
But then we get, you know, the go-betweens or whatever.
And where is gold bullion kept?
I don't know.
It's just
I suppose you go and get it from a vault somewhere, right. and take it away and take delivery of it. I don't know if it literally changes hands or not. So what they need is obviously my passport. So they got the people. So it was going to go to court. Okay, I didn't have to go to court, but I had to have a meeting with the CID for all the details and take the, you know, that it wasn't me and all that.
Yeah.
So the funny thing was, I'm there with a CID man, and I said, well, how did they think they were going to get away with it? And they said, well, they turn up with a fake passport of yours, show the ID, and I walk away. I went, right, okay. And they said they get a passport from either a dead man, or they steal one, and they replace it with your details and your picture. And the CID man started smirking. Right, I went, what? He said, well, the picture they used was this one, and he showed me this fake passport, and I tell you what, I was laughing. Then he started chuckling, and we laughed for about 10 minutes because all they did was they cut out the picture on the first series of The Office from the DVD. So it's a picture of David Brent sitting behind a desk with that little smug look on his face. That's my passport and this thing. So I mean, they might have got caught anyway.
Yeah, it's nice to know that even such, you know, elaborate operations as this, it still comes down to just idiocy, criminal incompetence.
Who was left in charge of getting a photo? I mean, they go, you know, Dave, you're doing so and so and so. You're Julie. You're on the inside. Bertie, can you get a picture?
Yes.
You can get a photograph of Ricky Gervais, can you?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Where are you going to HMV for? What are you going to HMV for?
I knew we shouldn't have recruited someone who looks exactly like Bernard Bresslaw. It's unnerved me.
Carl, has been conned.
There's always someone doing well out of me. There's always someone, if they're a little bit short, you know, we'll go round to Pilkington.
But I mean, 3 or 4 times a day. Sometimes I call him up and he goes, right, the washing machine's broken, they came round, they've done this, right, they couldn't fix it, but they have called it, charged 90 quid. I called the bank and said, no, they can't do that. Turns out they can't do it. It's like a string of things where it looks like Carl's handing up money, like the end of a comic book. He goes, that's for the broken window, and there's for my sausages. It's like a queue of people taking money off Carl.
I don't know, but normally alright if I'm face to face with them.
Really?
Yeah, if I can sort of, you know, if I can go in a place, but a lot of stuff now is done on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, it's all phone, isn't it? Because it's all over the world where you're speaking to these people.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day about the alarm system, right, in the flat. Called them up, thought, oh, it'd be good to get this going again. You know, have an alarm system, I haven't had one for years. Might as well use it, it's there. So, I called them up and said, yeah, there's an alarm system in this flat I bought. I want to get it going again. What's the situation? So they took a load of details and stuff, and they said, right, what you have to do, it's 400 quid a year. I said, what? So 400 quid a year. I said, what's that for? He said, if the alarm goes off, we can guarantee that a couple will be there in like a minute and a half. I said, I don't want that. I said, I'm just happy with the alarm just going off. I'll give the keys to the neighbour. No, you can't do that. You've got to have this way. I said, 400. I said, I thought alarms are meant to stop you being robbed. Did you what, sir? I don't understand sarcasm when you're talking to them people.
Yeah, just to get out your system when you know you've been conned, you just laugh in the face of adversity. I remember it was a couple of days before Christmas I was going away, but I had a dripping tap and it started dripping more, so there was nothing I could do. The maintenance people were away, the caretakers were, I couldn't get in, and so I called out an emergency plumber. I knew this was going to cost, but bloke came round. Honestly, he made you look smart. He was like one of those kids who looked like a lumpy child. He was probably 20,
Yeah.
but he just looked like, you know what I mean, they'd scaled up a sort of 13-year-old big-faced lad,
Yeah,
right? And he came in, and he didn't know how to stop it. He couldn't unscrew it. He went, I don't know what to do. I called my brother. He's there. Just like I said, Bob, what can I do? He said you could crush the pipe and then get it cut and fixed when you got. I said, great idea. So I said to the plumber, I said, can we crush the pipe? Oh yeah, I'll go and get a tool. We went down the van, came up with this thing like a